The action is underway here in Atlanta, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The warmest of welcomes possible. And boy, do we have some games for you right now. We're in the winners quarterfinal. We're into bracket play now. And we're starting off with SSG versus Sentinels. A huge series for both teams here, Andy.
A huge series, and it's really interesting to see that Sentinels has now found themselves in this exact position in the bracket, right? They had their opportunity in pool play to make sure they put up a good fight against Shopify. To be honest, they left a little bit to be desired, in that series, and now they have a pretty tough opponent they got to go up against here in Spacestation Gaming.
Yeah, that's what happens, right? It was something that we were billing as probably the biggest series in pool play that we've seen all season yet, and it's for this reason, because if you weren't able to get it done against SR, or the other way round, of course, for Shopify Rebellion, then it's what you're met with, right? You're met with one of the best teams, a championship team, who's already won an event. And not only that, it's Spacestation Gaming, who are coming into this event fired up, right? They were ticked off of what happened back in London.
3 dead here now. Precision was the last player alive. You also have LethuL wanting back base down. Might not know he's there. He does get caught off guard, and so many times that'll happen. Anyone who's played enough Argyle CTF, first of all, we can not help with the cost of the therapy, but second of all, you know exactly how that play went down. It's really difficult to clear out the back of the base, and even when you think you've done the work, even when Bound thinks he's done the work, LethuL will spawn up and slow down the push. Things will stay here at 0-0.
There's still plenty of snipe ammo here to work with for StelluR as well, who was hitting some pretty tasty shots a little bit earlier on when we saw them on the main broadcast, just before the main show got underway, but for now it looks like it's a little bit of a reset of the map at the moment, and this is something that you're going to see, I think, quite a lot in this game, especially on this game type, right? It's respect! Speaking of which, StelluR has absolutely none for Falcated, and it looks like bubu might learn a lesson as well.
Yep, gets cleaned up as well. That's still going to be 2 dead. And really good control here. Talk about bubu in this match, right? You and I have been talking about him kind of coming off of London, and the fact that a player like bubu, you expect big things from him. We didn't necessarily see that in London, and I think we're looking for really a bounce-back tournament from him.
Yeah, we certainly are indeed. When you were looking at the overall statistics, he was just under a 1 when it came to those big player games. And he's going to have to look to step that up, because there were so many heartbreaking, and still has been some heartbreaking Slayer losses in this tournament and back in London for Sentinels that just kind of halted their progress across that bracket. And for now, they're going to stop the progress of this man, because StelluR, when he has this weapon in his hand, we know he's a problem, but there's 2 types of StelluR, right? There's the one who hits these consistent shots, and there's the one that takes over. And already you got the feeling, with how strongly he's been just locking down this entire side of the map, they're going to have to deal with it pretty quickly.
I agree. It does feel like it's the StelluR that we saw really in Arlington, right?
Hello.
Oh, yep. Here, once again, just popping off and hitting the shots that he needs to. And it feels like when StelluR's at 110%, this team has such a strong likelihood of winning. That was 3 dead %.
3 dead, but can they get any progress up the map? Can they get inside of the base? Precision's going to fly out. Precision almost managed to throw that fight away. It felt like he had first shot for sure, and luckily for him, he comes away with his life. But unfortunately, now for Sentinels, having taken StelluR out, having taken the sniper rifle out of his hands, it's Bound who's in the kill feed already with a new one.
One interesting thing as well, it feels like an Argyle CTF for Sentinels is a good game type to start this off with. If it's something like an Aqua or a Forbidden, you get the feeling that Spacestation, with the way they're playing, is just going to be coming out a lot stronger. But Argyle being, you could call it forgiving at times, a much more forgiving CTF map because of how standoffish it is and how low scoring it is. This is an opportunity for Sen to take this game 1 if they could play their cards right.
Not only because of the style of the game type as well, but because of the game type full stop. CTF has been one of Sentinel's best game types for getting results on. And on the other side of things for SSG, a good record, but not quite as kind of impactful when you look at the comparatively between these 2 teams. And I always feel like Sentinels, if you give them a series layout that has some more slower paced, control-based game types like a King of the Hill, like Capture the Flag, this is where they're dangerous, right? Because they can play around each other, they can set up for map control, and they can let players like bubu lock down things with that sniper.
Counter snipe indeed. Great shot there on StelluR, and we talked about how bubu needs to be the one to really step it up for his team this tournament. And I don't think we can call him the X Factor, but I just think you need kind of bubu firing on all cylinders to make sure this team goes deep into the bracket.
Yeah, you agree with me. Doesn't quite get the trade in the situation, but there comes LethuL. 3 dead here for Spacestation Gaming, and the last player is going to be in front of TJ here. It's beautiful bank grenades to force Bound back into the back of that base. Precision trying to push up in front of him. There's a body shot immediately cleaned up by this duo. Now TJ, well, he's in a couple more body shots here. Bound's going to take some damage as well, and LethuL at the moment could not be playing this life much better.
Well, I mean, just so much damage. Somehow gets his shields back as well. 2 teammates do get the kills as well. They are traded out 2-1, so a lot more work to be done, but Man, it's just indicative of this game type. Flag is now out of the back of the base of how hard he's having to work and play this perfectly to get that flag run started, but this might be shut down.
One player who didn't get taken down, who was just playing at the back of the base there, was Lqgend, right? And Lqgend managed to just about peek to stop the immediate progress of this flag. Therefore, it's about another set of slays now for Sentinels. The flag is still away, but watching that kill feed is going to be so vital. Kills getting traded out. It's pretty good for the side of SSG because, as you say, it allows them to get that return, but LethuL's still going here, by the way. LethuL not stopping for no one.
Lqgend there, goes bottom E1, and he gets the kill on the angle again. That's the second time back-to-back that Lqgend was the difference maker in making sure that flag came back home. So even though he's 10-10 in this game, right there is evidence of two very important plays to keep the game scoreless. 6 minutes left on the clock.
Let's jump on with the new boy then. Precision, somehow, that reaction time, proving why he is the kind of player that you want on your team. He isn't able to convert into kills though, and now this is a scary situation for Sentinels. Number of deaths stacking up together. It's 3 of them all in a row. Eco's got a sniper rifle. Bound gets that final kill just as that flag starts moving as well. And with Eco positioned to hit the respawners, this is looking like it could be a cap. 3 dead for Sentinels. The flag is already halfway across the map.
Yeah, even all 4 dead at the end of that, and now Eco also going to have this repulse to take new angles if and when he needs to. Very cleanly takes the first spawner. This one will go home.
First flag should go in just a few moments' time, and that's exactly what happens. Extremely efficient on the slays of the respawners for Spacestation Gaming. And just take yourself back a few moments, right? You compare the situation the Sentinels were in when LethuL went on that little run to how efficient Spacestation were with a similar situation. It was pretty much ruthless. You know, they did everything they needed to do, the damage that they needed to do, and most importantly, securing the kills to allow that flag to move across the map.
Yeah, it's a big flag. Like we said in Argyle, these really are low-scoring games, and ooh, might time this QT as well. Let's see how he plays this. First one, QT's up, but eventually is taken down. They're ready for that. 2 dead for SSG, maybe an opening to be created for Sentinels, but that flag is worth more than the average CTF flag cap, right? On Argyle, those things feel like they're worth a little bit more.
Yeah, that thing is gold-plated. Shop in Euro is certainly going to get a little bit more money than one for, let's say, a pit flag or something like that. You're certainly going to get your money's worth.
Or a MIDI flag.
A MIDI flag there.
It's a dime a dozen these days.
A dime a dozen. It's copper. It actually costs quite expensive.
Yeah,
it
really.
So anyway, bad example. Let's focus on something we know something about. And that's a man on your screen called Bound. And on the flip side to what we were talking about with bubu dubu, right? Bound said himself, he needs a better tournament. He feels like he was one of the reasons that SSG struggled a little bit. We heard it from an interview, and looking at the stats in this game, he's 8-8 at the moment, but he has that flag cap, and if Bound can play around a 0 on the KD, usually that means that SSG's teamwork is on point.
Yeah, I love what we heard from Bound in that interview. If you didn't catch it from the main stage, just immediately taking accountability, right, just for his actions in the last tournament. No questions asked. He didn't say, oh yeah, well, I think it was straight up, I take accountability for that tournament, which I think is just really admirable in a player.
Yeah, we've seen that quite a lot, actually, from a few players, right? We saw it from Trippy at the end of London. We saw it from Bound as well. I think sometimes the stats are just there to say, hey, actually, we've got some evidence that you have a great tournament. You know, the lawyer just turning up and putting it in front of you when you think you're getting away with it. But Falcated is having a little bit of a slow start to this game, but certainly started to pick up a little bit. I looked at a little bit earlier on, and he was like 2-8 or something like that.
Wow,
but now
he's turned it around then, yeah.
To get to 14-14, and he starts to heat up, and then we know what a danger he can be. But I mean, StelluR's quick
how does he hit
is just
the second body shot? I think he's got a few more frames than we have, because the fact that he is able to hit that. He's 15-8, by the way.
He's taking X every morning. He has.
It is. And the time in the gym. There's been very few times where we've been to the gym at a Halo tournament, no joke, at the hotel gym, and StelluR is not there.
He's always on the treadmill.
That man is locked.
If he ain't quick scoping bodies,
he's on the treadmill.
He's on a treadmill.
It's one of the two. Do it again. Ooh, finally gets taken down in the end, but still, now a 3-minute warning. Take a look across the numbers. Bubu was 9-16 in this one, not the numbers he was hoping to have in game number 1.
Yeah, a little worried with him in this game number 1, and gonna have to maybe just go on a little bit of a run, similar to the way Falcated has in this game, to get a little bit more presence on the map, have a little bit more impact, because when you've got those 17 deaths, it's not so much that you're losing the battle, it's the time that you're off the map, right? It's the respawn time that you find yourself in that really puts your team at that disadvantage, and maybe he could be a catalyst of something good at the end of this game. It's only 1-0 at this point, and bubu with a sniper in his hands. Maybe this is the time to go on a run. There's that
Talk
kill.
about a bold challenge there from Eco that comes in finally, though. It's for good reason. You could tell he challenged there because he knew additional help was on the way. They do take out bubu in the end, now on board of Falcated.
16-16 at the moment, all tied up at 0 on the KD. Only the 2 assists for him as well, so We do know how he likes to play off of damage a lot of the time here, Falcated. Now he's turning his attention towards that sniper rifle. 1 minute 57 left on the game clock. Precision will pick up the first kill, which signals the rest of the team to start pushing forward. But look how difficult they are being. A Lqgend does Lqgend things. And now he's looking to trying to match essentially what Lqgend's doing here, StelluR, with that double kill of his own. That was 4 dead.
Yeah, I mean, here we go.
Oh my god.
Let there be no doubt. StelluR connects and sends a backflip flying on the first corner. Precision bodied as well. This one might go based on the damage.
Yeah, a couple more kills here, and that will be a second flag. But they don't need to force this. They have the advantage, and also StelluR has a grapple, but doesn't get that next he wanted. That one's a little bit better, though.
Almost better, you think, that he didn't get it there. He's able to get that kill on LethuL right away. Only 70 seconds left on the clock.
I wonder if they're going to go for his touch. It looks like they're not going to, so the return will come in, and they can play to defend their own base at the moment. Bubu's the one who's going to be close to that flag to try and get in. StelluR's trying to chase him down, but Lqgend is going to pick up yet another kill. And a little bit of a race going on for most amount of kills in the game at the moment between Lqgend and StelluR. The only difference is the 21 kills that Lqgend's got met by 19 deaths alongside it. StelluR, well, he's only got 10 deaths. He's plus 11.
I mean, come on. 21 and 10, double positive in a game like this. When you're in bracket play, these are unreasonable numbers. It's incredible stuff, and only now 35 seconds left on the clock.
See that SSG are just holding the halfway line at the moment, saying to Sentinels, our flag's over here if you want to come and get it. Best of luck. Bubu trying to poke forward. StelluR already there with some support as well to force him back. And this is the last roll of the dice, you would say, in this game for the Sentinels. They need these kills. They need them to go their way, but trades aren't really going to do it. It's a 2-for-2 trade. Lqgend picks up the triple. He wants the overrun to Falcated as well. Can he get it? Oh! No, he can't.
Does not get it in the end. Still a triple on the board, but I think we're all hungrier for more, Lqgend included.
3 seconds left. It looks like Sentinels know the job is done, as do SSG. Spacestation Gaming will go up 1-0 here over Sentinels with just a 1 cap difference between the teams. Welcome back to the Bravo stream, everybody, and welcome back to the winners quarterfinal here in Atlanta. SSG won up over Sentinels after a 1-0 victory on Argyle capture the flag. And now we move into our second game type here, Slayer on Aquarius. And I would say the good news here for Sentinels is this is not one of SSG's best game types.
Oh my god, what a back and forth home. 5 deaths before we see the 7 deaths before the overshield's popped. It's crazy. On the opening, finally StelluR gets to the end. That was an absolutely scrappy opening. By the way, very kind of you to name the entire stream after me, Mark. You didn't have to do that, but I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, you say that, but you know that's a contractual obligation, and you were ready to take me back. Anyway, StelluR continuing where he left off in that game number 1. 6-2 is the score, and I mentioned how this good news maybe for Sentinels is that this is a weaker game type for SSG. Well, that was London. This is Atlanta, and they are 9-2 up.
Tell you what, scrappy opening. By the way, I'd probably put up a little bit of money to say that in tournament play, that was one of the, at least $4. Okay. To say that was one of the later overshield grabs that we've seen in tournament play in quite some time. To have 7 kills recorded before the overshield popped is pretty rare. So the fact that it was interestingly dicey off the opening, clearly SSG had to work for it, but how about after that? Now it's 11-3. They have not looked back, and 1 kill goes the way of Sentinels, but still, this is already getting triple the score on the side of SSG. This is getting out of hand.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand, but I will say that I'm not talking about people's
behinds.
Thank you.
No problem.
It's one of those game types I always talk about, right? Is you can go about 60 seconds on this game, 90 seconds on this game, where you essentially get spawn killed over and over and over. Until you start to even the numbers up, get a free trade, you can flip that score and you can do it back to the opposition team. You trap them in the fridge, you trap them in the back base.
Yep.
You can string consecutive spawn kills together and end up putting 8 kills without response on the board. So that's something, it's a big mental test, I feel, Aquarius Slayer in the suite of game types that we have at the moment. And you can see, even though Spacestation have a commanding lead, 26, which is very, very changeable.
4 dead there. Great damage out of LethuL. So glad we got to see the opening battle there off of LethuL's POV. He stays up ping 2. He gets damage on the player that's in the fridge. He gets damage on player on coming up ping ramp. Then he starts to shoot the flag. He gets more damage. That leads to a big, big swing. And now, just like you say, it's only 17-12. So what was just triple the score of their opponent on the favor of SSG is now just a 5. game.
Yeah, it's off the back of that killing spree from Precision as well. 5-round response before he got taken down, and even though TJ LethuL was only registered 1 kill, he's certainly putting damage down for his team. We saw that from the life that we had on our screen, and the man who just got them back into this game with those kills, Precision, well, let's see what he does right now. It seems like he's just trying to play a little bit of a sneaky route here, playing around bottom middle, waits on that heat wave, and someone's got that clipboard to stop what's working.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, here we go here on the side of Sen. Chig, the man with the plan. Game now within 4. What are you going to say? I was going to say stopwatch.
No. I just...
You were worried what I was
I thought you had something more creative.
No, he's got to... I got to watch my language here, but the man's got a plan.
It's got a plan. Anyway, Chig, the man with the plan, T-shirt.
I wasn't going to say... You already said he had to stop it. Clipboard, pen
Let's
and
talk
paper.
about Precision. Forget about Chig for now, because Precision is continuing to take this game over and drag Sentinels back into this, and it is off the back of that heatwave pickup. 21-18 now, just a 3-kill difference between the two teams.
Yeah, really, really strong here. And like you said, LethuL's assists, he still leads the entire game in the assist category across both teams. 6 assists on the board right now. He's been a huge factor. Now they're only down by 2. Let's not forget, this is just 12-4.
It certainly was, and another kill now brings it within 2, as Precision is the first player in the lobby to hit double digits when it comes to those kills. 10 on the board. One of those was off the back of a killing spree as well, so a really good start for him, but SSG now slowing the game down, have managed to get 4 bodies back on the map. Now they get that first pick, and this is where for Sentinels you have to be careful. You have to get your trades, otherwise you're going to be in that blender once more. Bound trying to move around car 1, a little bit of damage onto Falcated, looking for a couple of sticks, trying to survive. LethuL's on the flank behind him though, and he'll get that kill.
Really nice job from LethuL. Sometimes you're tempted. Overshield in hand, by the way, for Eco. Should be able to pick up at least 1 or 2 here. Overshield is neutralized. Finally take it down. Great prioritization there. Somehow Falcated gets that kill. And now still just a 2-kill game. You would think there that the overshield in the hands of SSG would have guaranteed a much bigger swing.
Yeah, I agree. I think that if you're on the side of Sentinels right now and it's a 2-kill difference, and you don't get overshield, when the overshield is dead, it's a 2-kill difference. Take it every single day of the week, and still the 2 kills just separating these teams at the moment. As we're going to see a double push maybe coming in on top car here from Spacestation Gaming. That buddy system is something that they are so synonymous with, so famous for using. But bubu's kill feed now. He's picking up a couple of kills, and there's Precision again. He's on 12 now, bound on the other side with 11. Bubu,
look at this,
being an important piece of this puzzle as they're all working around his damage. And
alive?
Sentinels are in the lead. 1 for the difference, but they have gone into that lead.
they lead for the first time. Their Precision somehow doesn't even trade in the util. Great set of plays. Look how it was a 2-man push from SSG, and they just beautifully countered by the side of Sentinels on the Dynamo side. Great prioritization of these kills. Bubu is not done yet. Positive in this game so far. Now they lead by 2.
And the grab of the heat wave was the last time that we saw Sentinels start to come back in this game, right? Start to get a little bit of commanding presence on the map, and it was Precision with that weapon. This time it's dubu who has the chance. He also had a thrust to work with. Now that's gone, but he does have a little flank coming in here. He knows that Eco is there as well. StelluR comes out of the to help his teammate alongside LethuL as well. Falcated in a 1v1 as well. That's going to be multiple dead on the side of Spacestation. And for the first time, Sentinels now have somewhat of a cushion in this game as the overshield is found upon.
Overshield popping right now. That was 4 dead. 36-34 now.
Oh!
Beautiful shots coming in from Falcated. Unbelievably impressed by the way that we're seeing the teamwork coming in from Sentinels here in the late game. They're still up by only 2 though. Could be an overshield grab coming in for SSG. We'll have to see. Yes, it's Eco once again. Even though they're coming off the respawn, they get the overshield and they tie the game at 37. A 5-kill swing once again.
So closely fought this game, and now, you know, when we're coming into the business end of this game, the overshield is negated, the score is equal, and it's fights like that that might decide which way this game goes. It's a 1-kill advantage. It has swung back in the favor of Spacestation Gaming. They get another kill as well thanks to StelluR, and all of a sudden Sentinels are going to be careful.
Got to be really careful. They want to slow this game down, make sure that they're just timing their pushes the same way they were around that 30-kill mark on that big swing. You can catch them off guard. It's not easy, but they have done it before in this game.
He's alive, gets 1, but cleaned up very, very quickly. The spawns come in pretty close to where LethuL was, though. He's trying to get a trade himself. Will manage to do so, but trade's not good enough on the side of the Sentinels. They need to not trade this situation if they want to win this game. And with StelluR picking up yet another kill, by the way, he's on 14 in the lobby now. It looks like SSG might be on that road home.
What do we say? When StelluR's firing on all cylinders, this team looks their best. Him being +6 in a game that they're leading by 4 is massive. Only 4 kills to go for SSG.
Falcated down to no shields as well. SSG only need the 4 kills. 1 team wipe, and it is theirs. On the other side, it's multiple. It's 2. Just under 2. The overshield is the point of contention again. 20 seconds till that comes up, and Spacestation will know if they stay alive long enough here, they can use that as the bait to maybe get that first kill, and StelluR's making plays already.
Already on 48. They're not going to wait for this overshield. They're going to likely apply pressure right here, right now.
LethuL and bubu trying to stay alive, trying to back down. The bait is reaching. Eco gets that info, relays it to his teammate. Lqgend will move in to get the 49th, and now it's just a question for SSG of who wants that 50th, who wants to secure the win. Precision gets one, but he's down to no shields. bubu somehow gets the overshield, but he's not going to be there in time, and SSG will win Aquarius Slayer. And I've got to say, that was a real fun one to watch. That was super back and forth.
It was. Precision in the end also going 19 and 15. Big numbers from him, and talking to a lot of people backstage about just how good he looks, but in the end, not good enough against an opponent like SSG. They will take the game with a final score of 50-46 in the end.
All right then, everybody, welcome back wherever you are across the globe. The week of Atlanta. We are in a series right now between Spacestation Gaming and Sentinels, where Spacestation have certainly found themselves in the ascendancy. It was a fantastic game number 2, though, which was back and forth right from the get-go. And even though Sentinels made a great comeback, it's the same story, right, of heartbreak in a Slayer for them, and now they find themselves 2-0 down, have to reverse sweep Spacestation if they want to advance this winner's side.
Good start, though, right? 4 dead off the boy! Wow. Falcated hits the whammy 4,000. Rat Tunnel, Sniper, Quickscope, NFT, non-fungible. Beautiful shot. They continue scoring 23-0.
That one on a t-shirt, but you would need a t-shirt. Eco is going to get the kill to force the play ball, and even though that was an amazing shot, it did indeed turn to time for Sentinels, which is the more pressing matter, right? It's good to get the kills, but they have to be efficient. Falcated has the sniper rifle, though. StelluR trying to steal away with the ball here for SSG, just to bring that lead a little bit more towards where they find themselves right now and scoring. SSG kind of with a little cheeky little bit of full time there. The pillars is what they were playing, but that's a 4 dead. And it looks like Sentinels might have had a little conversation about how they don't like losing games.
I was curious about how it was going to go. I think a lot of people were wondering the same thing. When you have that positioning, StelluR had the ball on mud, and off screen I'm thinking StelluR's probably thinking about play balling now, because if he didn't, this is what was going to happen. Precision being in garage and having the angles. bubu on sandbags. They had C flat as well. I think they needed to play that ball pretty quickly. They didn't, and now it's already 50 points for Sen.
Yeah, it's been a great start for Sentinels. The play ball will come in. It's going to come in here from StelluR as well, and to be honest, he had no right to get that trade, but here he is getting yet another kill. Now SSG trying to steal that ball away back towards the tower. Now, this is always interesting for me to see. Where they get those first kills is where they decided now to lean that ball. You can see they were waiting for information on spawns. Player who sat over at Nest there is thinking, am I seeing anyone at green? Call out is no. That means they're probably spawning in the garage, so now you see that wrap back to tower. It's a really intelligent play there from Lqgend and Spacestation in general as about how they want to manipulate the map and that ball.
I agree. Also now Lqgend here, top of the watchtower, just holding things down, making sure no one's pushing top middle from sandbags. Also keeping an eye on green. Now sees the push coming in, but guess what? A little bit of extra time. Drops the ball and fights. And just like that, now a 40-point lead is now just a 7-point lead, essentially a tied game at 50.
Just a turn it. Again, that's the most Lqgend thing in the world, right? Gets 1 kill, turns it into a double.
Yep.
He always gets that second trade to get the numbers back on his team's side. He can take down no shield. It's going to be Eco who wins the individual once more. So this is a little bit of a battle to see who can get their eyes on that on ball. 3 dead now for Sentinels. That's the go signal to grab that ball for Eco.
See what Eco does here. Curious if he goes top tower. They're already thinking about to rotate a little bit. They want to keep an eye. StelluR's already at green. So that's why he's thinking about maybe going Nest Bridge if and when the opportunity presents itself. He can also drop mud just to play it a little bit slower if he needs, but a lot of pressure coming in.
Yeah, well, I wonder if he just fakes it out there, right? Because he drops down, he really back
honestly.
That ball, and maybe you're going to see Sentinels think, hey, like you say, he's going to go for that play at mud. Maybe try and throw that one off. Let's try and cut that off. And instead, Eco's intelligence proves vital for the success of Sentinels. Here and again, they will go to the lead 68-57. Lqgend says, if I can't play this.
Love that play too from Lqgend. Just sits and waits. If he dies, that sniper is going to fall forward. Instead, he jumps back one more time to try to hit a body shot on the way down. Really trying to maximize the damage that he was laying down. Good commando shot from StelluR as well. Eventually he's taken down. He pre-melees the pillar, I think, even to try to get that kill. That was an interesting series of events, but QT about to pop more time on the board here for Sentinels. They're not done yet.
Just got to be careful not to get pinches, and as you can see, the bubu's got a teammate right alongside him trying to play bodyguard, but that means that there's numbers elsewhere as we do see Sentinels kind of creep into a lead, but it is a slender lead for them at this point in the game. Only a couple of minutes eventually.
Oh no,
tied up and can't get that kill onto Lqgend. Eco is there to just take him down before he can hit that final headshot, and now SSG will go back into the lead, and you can see all of the pressure is over at green because they know they have to clear Lqgend out first.
And with margins like this, you can't let those kills get away at green. Bubu's going to be thinking about that one as the ball starts to rotate.
Yeah, moving all the way around. You saw all the information right from the point of view of Eco. They're all trying to front green. They're all trying to take Lqgend out before they formulate any other kind of push. That means the ball can be rotated away from them. That means they get that extra little bit of ball time. And now you're going to see StelluR with the extra kills as well. Lethal with the nades. Neither player with any shields whatsoever, and it's a gentleman's agreement to back down. But StelluR's going to get the better of that engagement because his teammate has the option.
Yeah, he gets away. See if LethuL still going to try to fight from this angle as well. 95 on the board and 2 points to go.
Need to get that ball out of the hands of SSG, otherwise they're going to find themselves down by 1. LethuL does do it, but there is StelluR. Falcated gets that ball. It's a 4 dead. Last player alive, Falcated. With the last, microsecond?
Unbelievable.
Manages to get that ball out of their hands, and now they have a chance to steal this, but they have to be perfect.
Needs to be the first pick. Needs to be the first pick on the board. Keep an eye on the kill feed here.
Bound gets it. Bound takes out Precision. No trade coming in whatsoever. Can they clear a path to hold that oddball? They're trying to stack towards Eco. They're trying to pick him off, but Lqgend now comes in on that flank. Lqgend find one. bubu with a big win. But where's that oddball? Is Eco going to try and get this last second? It's a 1v1. Eco gets the kill, and that's going to be all of Sentinels falling, and SSG will clutch up those final moments.
You have to wonder if Sentinels' move to green was the right move. I don't know if I think they're trying to get there for the safety play ball. They needed that, but man, it was tough. You have to wonder if they might have had better success with something like a window hold into scoreboard. I think they wanted that play ball option if they needed it, but it was a tough scenario either way. In the end, Spacestation does the work. They win the round.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to do, they just saw Eco's isolated, right? So like, if we flood him and kill him, maybe we can eke out these last few seconds at the back of green. The only problem was, it's an easy pitch for SSG, right?
Exactly, yeah. It's a really tough one, especially with, they have 20 seconds they need to hold. If you need 10, I think it's different, but you also have to then be pricing in the play ball, right? And the spawns with the play ball. There was a lot of domino kind of downstream effects of that green move. It doesn't work out for them. Spacestation plays it perfectly, and they also put the first points on the board.
Also, now have the ball and the camo, as well as that round between Justice fingers. Sentinels, although you could say almost slipped through the fingers of SSG as well with the last second pickup. Falcated. Lqgend now with a sniper rifle in his hands. They have all of the toys here, SSG, QT, camo, sniper rifle. And they've also got Lqgend, which counts for a lot itself. And Eco has that odd ball in his hands. Precision gets that first kill. That's going to be traded out. Eco has no idea.
Wow.
Until now, where he gets his head clipped.
Oh my, look at this. Also the top nest to hit that drop off of the nest boxes. It's just the cleanest movement coming in from Lqgend. He's doing it with style.
Lqgend looking for information at the moment. Looking for a head to locate that reticle 1-2. Eco now moving down into position to play that ball as they feel the pressure coming in, but pressure now is being alleviated. The body shot from Lqgend is going to stop bubu's push. He's going to be out of the game for about 8 seconds or so. The shield will come back. Falcated gets one in the kill feed in the meantime, but all of this ball time is only going one way. Eco forced the play ball eventually. Wow. Lqgend still alive and still has one bullet, which can take anybody's name.
Man, is this the most Lqgend nonsense we've seen? Just stays alive again and gets another one. He's not done yet, folks. Somehow stays alive. SSG still up 55-0 in your round 2.
15 and 9, and second most ball time in the game for Lqgend at the moment. Wow. 48 points of objective work, most kills on his team, least deaths. He really is the man. Usually you say jack of all trades, master of none. I'm pretty sure he's mastered most of these.
I think he has. It's wild to see numbers like that coming in from him. And he has been alive at back tower for a very, very long time.
Also has most assists. Joint most assists. Second most in the game. So there's not really anything statistically to look at and be annoyed about.
Man, this brings you back to the bound quote, right? There was no other player in the game you were going to pick up outside of Lqgend, and he's showing you why right now.
Camo coming up then. Lqgend should have a free pickup here because the push elsewhere is taking the attention.
Give him that too.
Yeah, because he needs it. Taking the attention of Sentinels away for just a few moments. Getting a couple of kills means that the player's life here, and Lqgend might have a little bit of extra work to do, but he deals with that. He goes on a killing spree himself, and now it looks like we might have had a player drop it out of the lobby. Lqgend will continue with those stats. He was going to take a quick photo of those on his phone to make sure that they get calculated. But we'll make sure that we get into a position to get back into that game as soon as possible. Back everybody, apologies for the little delay as we get the game back underway, but as you can see the scores on the screen, everything is updated based on the fancy new stuff that you can do in-game. So Eco and the rest of Space Station, for example, themselves 6 points still on the board. Sentinels 1 round down at the moment, they need to find something here, Andy.
They really do. Put shout out to the team back at 3 for 3 for putting these into place, because it's been decades, Mark, of you and I having to remember and do math, which is...
Remember, I say panicking.
Yeah, very difficult to do math ever for both of us. So the fact that now we can restart games with exact score and time limits is really something special. And now 60-19. Long way for Sentinels if they want to rally back into this game and series.
Certainly no math leads to be found in this particular casting pairing. Anyway, LethuL with the sniper rifle on his head, to climb forward, find himself taken down by the more standard weaponry in the hands of LethuL for now. 4 bullets still to work with though, and it will be Sentinels who bring that ball back towards him a little bit here. Precision has the ball in his hands, and as the push comes in around there should be a nice, easy collapse coming in from Sentinels. 3 dead here for SSG.
Very nice. Really good isolation too by LethuL to just isolate those corners around the rat tunnel. And it looks like there's going to be more battles here. No, StelluR actually goes pillars, but guess what? Sentinels is right back in this game. Now they're only trailed by 20.
Yeah, going to have to hit some pretty close range shots, you would imagine, with sniper rifle if he chooses to, but information will be the first port of call. StelluR flying through the rat tunnel. This time, next, the second one is close, but not perfect. A little bit of a dance. Somehow,
StelluR,
I don't know how he does it. Honestly, I'm walking on a treadmill wall.
Yep, amazing stuff from StelluR there. You thought the peak shots from LethuL were good, and they were good, but somehow through the rat tunnel, StelluR is the one that gets a double kill through all of that, and the ball,
and survives,
and rotates, and they continue scoring. Wild, and he's just gonna chill. I can't blame him. Good rest on the top of a door frame. Cat.
I had a cat at university, used to sleep on my head and wake me up. 75-46. I don't want LethuL doing that. It'd be somewhat of a surprise. Not too far to go here for Spacestation to close this game out. I already had that 1 round of the board. You can see that LethuL is trying to send the ball away from the clutches of SSG at the moment. He'll bound and should do with that, with a little bit of help coming in from Precision. As there may be still one more body that he has to try and locate, but that's going to be dealt with as well. Lqgend last alive. Precision is going to get that kill as well. So this is an opportunity for Sentinels to tie this game up. If they can get a little bit of damage down, get that first pick, which is exactly what they do onto StelluR, then this is looking like a good hold for Sen.
Let's see if Bound and Bubu are probably fighting over the camo. It's probably perhaps going to go. Let's see who's going to actually drop. Keeping a close eye on that, but 75-70, as you say, Sentinels only a few points away.
LethuL still holding that ball as well, and Eco should take a fair bit of damage as he steps out into the open. StelluR gets one onto Precision elsewhere though, but all the meantime, LethuL is now in a position to play that ball, having given his team the lead. Lqgend with a little step jump up there. He's going to get the onto it. 2 no-scopes, 1 kill converted, 2 kills converted by the team. Falcated now finds himself on an island.
Wow, beautiful stuff once again from StelluR. Give him a snipe, and he's just going to hit no-scope after no-scope, and the team is always going to be there to clean it up. Bound does get away with the ball. He goes cuts. They go back into a lead here. 20 points to go for his Space Station to close out the series, not just the game.
First pick comes in from Eco as well. Precision, he's going to get taken down as well. Just a few seconds time by Lqgend. Oddball still in the hands of SSG as well, and they have 4 guns to the 2 of Sentinels, who are trying to make this last-second desperation push. Even though bubu will come back up the chimney, unfortunately will be sent straight back down to the grave. Lqgend finds him as he comes back up, gets that kill, and SSG will get the first and last few seconds of that round as well. They will win not only this game, Andy, but they will win the series.
Very comfortably in the end. We saw a nice rally from Sentinels to kind of get back into it and maybe keep things respectable towards the end, but it was not enough. SSG closes that out with some very, very good teamwork. And to be honest, when you have StelluR hitting bodies like that, if StelluR's in 1v2s, bottom mid, and each time and time again is hitting both body shots where his team can flood and get him, that's going to pave the way for things to get done. Space Station looking strong.
Yeah, StelluR looking extremely impressive as well as the rest of SSG working like the machine we expect them to, right? So congratulations to SSG. They will continue on the winner's side of the bracket, but it's time for a loser's bracket run now for Sentinels. We'll be back soon with some more Halo.